The Athletic, I think they do a nice job with this stuff. They seem to have a handle on talking to anonymous scouts, front office members, coaches, and they ran a story this afternoon, which I found was really interesting, of what's going to happen or what their thoughts are about what's going to happen in the Western Conference Finals. And I found it interesting that really one of the three that they visited with, the scout, the coach, and the front office guy, the scout was the one that was more in love with the Mavs than the other two.
He's probably paying the most attention.
Yeah.
I'll take that as a positive.
So, yeah. So this is what this scout had to say about Dallas and what he felt like their opportunity and chances are against the Warriors. He said, Dallas has got momentum. They're confident. That's going to be a factor in this series. Nobody expected them to be there. Maybe not even themselves. Do you buy that? You buy that right now?
Yeah. I don't think they really believed in right up until the very end of this Suns series. Like, I think you could hope, but I think as the series went on, they figured some things out that allowed them to believe. But I don't think the Mavericks had a lot of big-time confidence going in if you could nail them down at an individual level to what their ceiling was. Shoot, I mean, they didn't even have Luka to start this off.
I think this series turned for them after the first two home games.
Oh, sure.
Once they even that thing back up, I think that's when they said, we can play with these guys. We'll figure this thing out. So I mean, maybe the first two nights, probably not very confident.
Yeah, probably not feeling great on the flight back home.
Nah.
But no doubt after, they finally got some shots falling at home for game 3. But then again, when you're in that locker room, you've been there, Brian.
Yeah.
I don't know as an athlete, there's such an aspect of this where you have to be mentally strong. And Luka, I don't think ever is a guy that loses that kind of confidence. I think Luka has that belief.
Now, that's exactly right, because they're saying this. The scouts said they're going in with this massive amount of confidence. So how can you count them out with that? They may be the underdogs, but look what they've done just accomplishing by crushing the Suns in Game 7 on home floor. How does that play out through the series? I don't know. But the outset of the series, the Mavs have an amazing amount of momentum here. Okay, he goes into starting to talk about the particulars of the game. He says the X factor. His X factor is Spencer Dinwiddie. He says he was big for Dallas against Phoenix in Games 6 and 7. He was huge. He's a key factor if he can perform at a high level. The other thing about Dallas is they've got 3 go-to guys: Doncic, Brunson, and then Dinwiddie.
Man, Dinwiddie was feeling like Trey Burke to me for about 2 weeks, so I'm not going to go call him a go-to guy quite yet. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no.
He's like a go-to guy on a rehabilitation, but just like Kleba after his first game back after the big long slump, I'm going to need a little bit more than one huge game to go believing in Dinwiddie.
Yeah, I mean, but you need Dinwiddie as much as you possibly can, because they're kind of getting it a little bit at times from everybody. I mean, Brunson's pretty consistent alongside Luka, but then who's that other guy going to be on any given night? And things work really well when Dinwiddie's got his thing going. And so if you can get a consistent Dinwiddie in this series, I think that gives the Mavs chances, like they go skyrocketing.
Oh, yeah. And I love the Dinwiddie story. If I was going to pick an X factor, though, going with Kleba.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our Maxi Kleba.
I like that. And I was actually thinking, so which role player would you say has been the most consistent outside of because JB, I think, is your number 2, right?
Yeah,
I wouldn't even put him in the role player status right now. It's Luka, then it's JB, and then you would like that to be Dinwiddie, but he has been quiet or just disappeared in some of these playoff games. After that, I think it's either Kleba or Dorian Finney-Smith.
Yeah, there you go.
That would be the conversation.
Yeah.
In this series, because of his length, and maybe Maxey does end up being a factor, but I kind of think you need it to be Dorian Finney-Smith from the defensive standpoint as well.
No, the scout agrees with you totally, because he feels like that Finney-Smith will be on Klay Thompson. So the Mavs have someone who can guard one of the Warriors' key guys. He says, I'm not sure they have anybody that can guard Steph effectively. He says Brunson's not a great defender. is what this
I
guy.
think
we
they're
got
gonna
Bullock.
they're gonna have success against
True.
Steph, just like they had success against Devin Booker. They're gonna trap him and blitz him. To me, it's Kleba because what happens after that is Draymond Green pops into the middle of the court.
Yeah.
He's gonna catch a ball and make a play, and I think Kleba is one of the most set up guys to have success against Draymond Green.
Well, and let's not forget that they put Brunson on Green a decent amount of time defensively. They put Jalen Brunson on Draymond Green defensively in a couple of these games. And so you're going to see a little bit of that as well. And it's going to be Reggie Bullock who's going to be on Steph Curry. And I got some numbers here I'm going to pull up for you here in just a minute that show you that Reggie Bullock had himself some serious success when it comes to guarding Steph Curry during some of these games. Here we go. Reggie Bullock used his length to Hector, as the Ringer writes, Steph Curry into 8 for 27 shooting during 4 regular season meetings with the Mavs. So Reggie Bullock, that length and his ability to just be willing to chase,
man.
You talk about seeing Steph
He
live in
hectored the hell
person.
out of him.
That's exactly what he did. He hectored the hell out of him.
I've
the
seen
heck is
harass. I've seen harangue. I've never seen Hector, but I like it.
Me either. And don't
Good
forget,
name.
don't,
Good name.
it is, and Frank the Tank Ntilikina out there.
We're gonna frank him too.
We're going to Frank him.
Wow,
We're going to Frank him. And that length of Frank, watch
a
out.
lot to deal with. I don't think they can handle it.
Just need my consent.
Now, I don't
before
want
you
Frank
me.
shooting at all. I think we can all agree there.
Yeah,
Frank,
Frank,
please
that-
do
no,
not shoot.
Do not shoot.
But yeah, run around and bother Steph as much as you can.
Yeah, the scout says Golden State, they're a little thin. Their X factor is Jordan Poole. I would say he can really, truly perform at this level. He's been a good but a little erratic at times, as has been Dinwiddie.
Yeah,
But if you want to compare X factors, who has the advantage? I'd probably give it to Dallas because of Dinwiddie's experience. Otto Porter Jr. played half of Game 5 against Memphis and didn't play in Game 6. What is his status going to be? The scout said here, he goes, I picked Dallas in this series. I just think they have better depth. They're on a high. Golden State is a little depleted. I might be Johnny come lately to Dallas like everyone else. I think this thing is, can Finney-Smith make shots? Can Maxi Kleba make shots? Can Reggie Bullock, who has been very good, continue to make shots? Can Dinwiddie be more consistent? Brunson is kind of stable. I just think Dallas has more.
and can Bullock and Dinwiddie and Kleba make shots on the road? I think their 3-point percentage for the entire postseason is close to 30 on the road,
Yeah.
and 45 or something like that at home. So it's a huge thing. Like, can they get it dialed in away from the AAC? And I love that line about Golden State maybe being on the ropes and the Mavs having momentum. You're coming in hot. It does speak to the momentum and trying to steal game 1, because right now the Mavs have that new contender energy, and it's so exciting to be around because, like, guys, it's unbelievable. We can do this. Like, if you're cruising in like we've been here before, you can be complacent. You can be
Yes.
asleep and get jumped on.
I do wonder about that, though, from a different angle where, this is the first time the Mavs have been on this stage with this new configuration, and for Luka. Right, they had the benefit of, that was the first time the Suns had been in a Game 7. The Mavs had just been in that last year. And they had the trial and error of, all right, they lost Game 7 to the Clippers. So you have that experience of playing in a game like that, it not going your way, and now you enter this Game 7 against the Suns where you have experience, and that's in your favor. The Suns don't. Now you're against a veteran team in Golden State. Now, some of these guys are new and haven't been there either, but their core is with Steph, Clay, and Draymond.
Yeah.
How much does that benefit a Golden State in this series, having that veteran experience and having been there, done that, versus this is the first time Luka and these Mavs have been there?
Yeah, this is where the coach comes in real quick here. He says, I just see Golden State as being too locked in, too experienced, to your point there, Zach. Golden State will turn the ball over, though. That's the most glaring negative they have. They turn the ball over at a high level. If they can withstand some of their turnovers and still play solid defensive basketball, they've got a chance. I think it's going to be a closeout in 5 or 6.
Well, good luck hanging on to that ball when you're getting hectored. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
They already have turnover issues. Now these Mavs boys are going to get after them. I like
Who's
it.
the most famous Hectors out there? When I think of Hector, I think of Hector Zeroni.
Hector Zeroni.
From Holes.
You can carry Madame Zeroni up the mountain.
Hector
So that
Macho
she
Camacho,
can
the
drink
Puerto
too.
Rican professional boxer, probably.
Yeah.
That's strong.
There's a soccer dad I hang out with named Hector.
I think about Hector from Friday. They gave Smokey the angel dust.
Yes.
Oh, that's Hector,
wasn't-
bro.
That wasn't cool, man.
No,
Had him
no.
in DJ's, had him in the chicken coop.
They did, dude. They did, man.
Lucius wins again.
That Hector was mean-spirited.